piggybacking off what you said, that's also a part of like the last few questions you asked, like the importance of when did I decide that friendship was important and like what made me decide that and all of that. Like that friendship, that friendship exposed what I need from a friend, what it takes to be considered to be like my friend. Because I think that although there were times that we absolutely could have been a little more understanding, there were other times where what we were asking and what we
wasn't the most.
Wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't the most.
Bare freaking minimum.
It was the bare minimum. The bar was on the floor. You feel me? So
to the freaking text message.
That's it. That's all. Just say you're not gonna be there if you're not gonna be there. It's cool. You're not gonna be there. Just say you're not gonna be there. You know, just stuff like that.
Welcome back to another episode of In Real Life with Siobhan, and I have my best friend all the way from San Diego. I don't know how we gonna get through this episode.
Listen. If you don't know,
it's been long overdue. I've been thinking about having her on something that I've done in my lifetime for a minute, but I knew it had to be the right thing because our conversations are always on point, and I want to be like giving her a whack topic, you know. So we were supposed to do it with like another friend, but then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna do one-on-one with Imani. So today we talking about the importance of friendship, and I want to start out first with how we met. So I met Imani my sophomore year of college, I think. Was it? I'm trying to put it because I forgot to put the timer on, of course. But here we go. Yeah, I met her my sophomore year of college in the dance department, and it was one of those things where like you think some people know when they meet people, they know that like this gonna be my best friend. I thought we was gonna be cool, but I didn't think it was gonna be like a whole sisterhood. Now, I don't know if she felt that way either, but did you feel that way when you first met me?
I don't know if I never feel that though. I shouldn't say it I don't want to say it like that, but I never have that like they're gonna be my friend because I'm so introverted in real life. Like I can be extroverted, but I'm not. Making friends is hard. If that makes sense. And I don't go out of my way to do that often. So I never look at somebody and be like, that's gonna be my friend. But however, I do remember being like, she's so pretty. Wow. Like that was like my first impression of Siobhan. I was just like, wow, like naturally pretty. Like she probably ain't got on no makeup right now and she's just cute at 9:30 in the morning.
Girl, I was looking crusty.
How is that?
Crusty, because you know I'm not a morning person. I used to be like, why am I here?
Yes. And then it was only like 3 Black people in class. Yep. So I'm always like, I'm rooting for everybody Black. So, hey girl, you know, that's me all the time. But like that would be my first impression.
I think our first 2 years we were friends, but we weren't super close. It wasn't until my first senior year of school and her junior year where we just like it just naturally happened. I always ended up at her house. She still lived on campus and I didn't. And I don't know, it kind of just happened. Like you can't force stuff like that. So I'm gonna ask you, how do you define the word friend?
Oh, okay. So I always say it's levels, right? Mm-hmm. So it's levels to friendship. So just a friend to me, I don't personally have super high expectations for just friends. Mm-hmm. But I believe that when you are someone's friend, it should be very clear. I feel like it shouldn't be any gray area regarding friendship. I shouldn't have to wonder like, dang, is she gonna be my friend today? Is she gonna be my friend tomorrow? That's like very, elementary. Elementary. You would wake up, you was on the phone with your friend all night. Next day, you at lunch, they don't want to sit by you. Just weird, just stuff like that. I feel like there shouldn't be any of that type of energy. If I could define friend, it should be very sure and intentional. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't wonder.
Intentional. Remember that was our word at one point?
That's my word this year, okay?
Intentional. So when did friendship start becoming important to you? Like when did, because like you said, making friends are hard. It is hard. It's easier for some people than others, but we grow up in school, so like it's easy. You're around kids or around people your age for majority of your life, and then it's not until you become an adult where it's like, okay, like friend, now I gotta go out my way to meet people. This is this is bad. This is bad. Yeah, so when did you feel like, okay, you know what, being intentional about my friendships is important as well, other than like romantic relationships?
Ooh, okay, so let's do it. No, but if I'm honest,
I'm already eating popcorn.
If I'm honest, I'm gonna be real. It's been in the last like 2, maybe 3 years that I've been like, I need, I don't know, like, let me get my words and my thoughts, because these are on the spot, guys. Like, these questions were not premeditated, and so I'm like, literally, my brain is like, okay, answer the question. Okay, so saying all that to say that it was within these last few years that I felt like friendship was important, like, or that I started to feel like I have to do more, if that makes sense, or like it was being told that like, you're not really that great of a friend in this area, like you could work on this. That made me be like, oh, okay, I thought I was a good friend. Like I thought I was a great friend, like, and I think everybody feels that way about themselves until they're told like, no, actually, you could have did better in this area, or no, actually, I require this. And that's another thing that I feel like with growing and praying about being a better friend, God has brought it to my attention that the 5 love languages are not just about romance and romanticism and like your partner who you're dating. It's about everybody in your life, because everybody in your life, including friends, want to be loved, want to feel loved. Not even just in your life, in the world in general. Everybody wants to know that they're loved. It becomes easier when you start to recognize people's love languages, because, for instance, specifically me and Siobhan's relationship grew when we have more like heart to hearts about how we want to be loved, versus like where we assumed like, oh, Siobhan would probably like this because I like this, and that's not always true, because we are 2 different individuals. So I would say, yeah, like when I started to I guess unpack that and like bring that into it not just being about romance. The 5 love languages is really about loving people the way they want to be loved. Not only the way they want to be loved, but where they are as well.
Woo, child.
So yeah, like so specifically, Siobhan's is quality time, right? So like, and quality time isn't just always, oh, I'm coming over, right? Even though we can do that. Like, we don't have to be in the same room even. Like, she's taking naps on my couch while I'm sleeping in my room. Like, we don't have to be, like, right next to each other, but the intention behind spending time with somebody is really spending time with them. Like, not being on your phone and not having, like, 80 million people call you and taking every call, not stepping away and kind of making it, about your personal life when you're supposed to be spending quality time with that person.
Wow.
Me, I'm about gifts. So granted, I love to spend time with my friends, but where I feel most loved is when you thought of me and was like, oh, she mentioned this, or oh, she said she liked this, or I know this is her favorite color, so I'm gonna get this in her favorite color. Like those are things that make me feel most loved, right? So I don't gotta see Siobhan. You get what I'm saying? Me personally, love her to death. She get it, so I know that's not gonna offend her in any way. But I don't have to be like, I don't have to see her to feel like she loved me, if that makes sense. Versus, or like be with her to feel like she loved me. Versus me, if I'm with her, I better be with her, not with her, but like, or with her, but like, you know. So.
I'm just gonna answer. Why do you think it started becoming important to you at that time?
I kind of answered it, but when people told me like, yo, at this, and I was like, dude,
you suck. That's what it felt like. And yo, that's what you're registered. That's what you register in your head. Like, they may not even be saying it like that. Delivery might be on point and everything, but in your head, you hear, you suck, boo.
Yes, absolutely.
Stay with us.
Absolutely. And that's why, like, I'm glad that Siobhan, like, wanted me to be the one to talk about friendships, because I will tell anybody to this day, like, one of my best friendships, right? So, like, it really developed, and it really like became a sisterhood, and it ain't got nothing to do with how long we've known each other. It literally has everything to do with like all of the work and all of the honest and real and raw conversations that we had with one another, all times that we chose each other. Because it was times where we was like, do I even want to talk to you anymore? Do I want to be your friend anymore? You know, and like, we still, through those moments, not only did we grow through those moments, we got through those moments, and then we chose each other. So this is a very divine friendship. This ain't got nothing to do with, she ain't never did nothing bold to me, which she never has. But it ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got to do with time. It ain't got nothing to do, I've known her since I was 3. It don't have anything to do with that. It really has to do with like all the work that we did. So Siobhan is one of my friends. She's not the only one. So this is also why I took into consideration what she had to say and like what everybody else had to say. Everybody's saying this about you. Take it. Don't always get defensive and be like,
you the common denominator at this point.
Exactly. So if something is like common along the board that like everybody agrees about this, take it. It's not always because I've been so intentional over the past few years. I don't have anybody in my circle that I feel like will do me wrong or like would say something just to say it or say something to hurt my feelings. I feel like if they're gonna say something to me, it's because they love me and they want to see me grow. So Siobhan said something to me like probably like 2 years ago now. And at the time, it rubbed me the wrong way, and my feelings were so hurt, and I was like angry a little bit. And it was a personal thing. It wasn't really her. And now that we've talked about it, I'm getting that girl because she was like, what I say? You like, what I say? Don't say nothing crazy out here, girl. Not just playing. But at the time, it rubbed me the wrong way for personal reasons. It didn't really have anything to do with what she said because there was truth to what she said. So she basically said, like, in order to make friends, Imani, you have to be friendly. And before, like, when she first said it, I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed. I was like, I'm not talking to her no more because she got me messed up. Like, who you talking to, sis? But I
know it was that bad, y'all. Let me tell you, this is like where I used to be getting all these messages from my friends, right? Like, I used to just be minding my own business. And Jesus would be like, tell this person this. And I'd be like, I'm not saying that. So then days will go by and it would still be like, in my ear. And then I told her, but it was through text. So I didn't get to see her reaction in person. And I'm glad I didn't, because we would have fight over the tussle.
We tussling right now.
We just gonna have to tussle. Oh God. But yeah, so that was just the back, like the interlude to that, because I was just like, I didn't know that statement affected her that much. But anyways.
Yeah, so we had a conversation about it, and I told her, like, that rubs me the wrong way because my whole life, everybody has said, like, I'm mean, you're a mean person. Mm-hmm. And, like, mean has such a negative connotation to it. And I think, one, the fact that I don't take BS, and two, because I don't have a filter, mm-hmm. it equals, oh, you mean. And really, my intentions is never to be mean my intentions are never to be mean. They're never to actually hurt someone's feelings. Trust me, if I want to hurt your feelings, I will, and you'll know. So if I hurt your feelings, I don't take, like, light to that. Like, I'm not like, yeah, I hurt their feelings. Like, no, I have a heart. I'm very, very, very extremely, like, soft. You know, I come off hard body. Like, people who know me for real, I ain't really hard body. So I struggle because that's something my whole life I heard, and it read what she said translated like, oh, you're just a mean person, which is why you have a hard time making friends. Versus what she was trying to say is, like, you have to, like, exude what you want in return. Like, you want people to be all this, like, these great friends to you, and, like, be your friend, be there for you, reach out to you, come see you, all of that. You have to do it too. You can't just expect it and not do it. And so that's what she meant versus how I received it.
She's ready to go in.
And also too, just because I had been working on that. And so for somebody to tell me, like, dang, I'm still mean to y'all, like, I'm still a mean person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like, I was struggling with that because I thought I had the leaps and bounds when it came to just being considered mean, you know? So, but no, and I take that now and realize that, like, she's absolutely right. And so that's why now I am more intentional about reaching out and more intentional about following up and more intentional. Still work to be done, you know, but
yeah. I'll say that too, like, noticing that gifts, because I do like gifts. They cool, you know. I feel away sometimes, but yeah, it takes the cake. Quality time and words of affirmation. I did not want words of affirmation to be my second, because I'm like, I'm a thug. Like, you ain't gotta tell me. But words of affirmation, I actually want to hear somebody say it to me. When I tell people, like, oh no, you ain't gotta say that. I don't know why I still do that. Like, no, Shabbat, you need to hear it, son. Your little heart needs to hear it. Okay, so we gonna get into, I mean, we already got into some good stuff, but let's go back to the end of 2017, 2018, when we had the BA circle. Explain your view being in it and the lessons that you learned in that. Oh, before she answers that, BA. Okay, so we had this little thing, and we still kind of do, but we had this little group called the Best Associates instead of Best Friends. And it was just crazy because my friends are crazy. So instead of calling ourselves best friends, we called ourselves Best Associates. So now you can answer the question.
Yeah. So sorry, just a real quick piggyback on that. So me and a friend started it because we were getting closer. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of weird. Like, we were both like, what do we call each other though? And he was like, I wouldn't call you my best friend, but I call you my best associate though. You could be my best associate. And so from there, it just kind of spiraled, and it was honestly a beautiful thing. You know, almost 3 years later now, almost 4 years later. That's crazy.
We're going on three.
It's 3. Mm-hmm. It'll be 4.
Next
2021.
Yeah.
So 3 years later, it really was a beautiful thing. Like, in the moment, it was beautiful too. Mm-hmm. But like, all of the things that we went through at the time, I had a stale taste in my mouth for many reasons, which I'll get into really, like, soon. Mm-hmm. But today I can say how beautiful it was, even if the friendships aren't as strong or where they once were, or even if they don't exist anymore. Mm-hmm. At the time, they were beautiful, and I'm thankful for that season in my life because it really helped me not only get through school, but it just helped me like,
child.
Okay, it helped me develop some things in myself that I couldn't do before. Like having male friends that I wasn't attracted to, or they weren't attracted to me, didn't exist in my life before that season. Like I had never been friends with somebody that didn't try me, or vice versa. So I'm not gonna put it all on them. Like it's been times where I'm like,
so what's really good?
It was really, really good, you know? But like, no, I really had like genuine male friendships, and it had nothing to do with that. They were genuinely my friend as I was theirs, and it was extremely platonic, you know? So that was cool. I had a lot of like girl nights and stuff at my apartment. Like it was a good time. Like we had a blast. We really did.
Yeah.
But my take on it, if I'm honest, it just kind of opened.
You know, I keep it 100.
I'm keeping it 100. I'm just trying to be politically correct. So I'm gonna be honest. For me personally, I had a totally different experience than Siobhan.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe Siobhan really gained true friendships out of it, which is why I feel like when it was bad, it was really bad for her. Versus me, I kind of already had like a defense up, like a wall up anyway, because I just thought and felt, and it was kind of confirmed that like they were my friend because they were Siobhan's friend, and because me and Siobhan were best friends and basically attached at the hip, you know? So for me, it wasn't, I'm very, 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 very strong. Like I said, like I appear to be hard body. So I didn't necessarily show it or even say it half the time. But a lot of the times it did rub me the wrong way when like I couldn't be disassociated from Siobhan in that friendship. Like I couldn't have like my own personal relationship with certain people because they just genuinely just weren't interested, you know, and that's okay. I'm okay with that now. But I think that,
But then.
But at the time, I ain't gonna lie, I felt a way because a lot of it started with these people like talking to me, and I'm actually happy that they understood how amazing Siobhan was, and they were able to get friendships with Siobhan as well, or is, not even was, mm-hmm. But like how amazing Siobhan is, and they were able to get these great relationships with Siobhan. I just wish that like I could have also had great relationships with them as well at the time. However, I think as a group, it was really crazy. It was great. It was great. It really was great. Like
so many, like it was just a roller coaster.
It was. We
was all navigating. We were all getting mirrored to, and we all didn't take it well. I'm gonna even include myself in that. Like the times where it's just like, all right, you a bit much. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm one of the most laid back people you've ever met in your life. And then they're like, no, you doing the most, man. Like you doing the most. What's going on? And so we all just kind of like had honesty moments whenever we did, and we did not accept them, internalize them like we thought we would have. Because I always like, well, I can take stuff, which I think over time I have gotten better with accepting, like, hey, Siobhan, let's have a talk. I'm not saying this because I'm just dogging you. Like, I'm trying to help you be better. And I think that's what you always have to remind yourself. But, it was a roller coaster. It was great, but when it was bad, like you said, it was bad.
Yeah. And just, like, piggybacking off what you said, that's also a part of, like, the last few questions you asked, like, the importance of when did I decide that friendship was important and, like, what made me decide that and all of that. Like, that friendship exposed what I need from a friend, what it takes to be considered to be like my friend. Because I think that although there were times that we absolutely could have been a little more understanding, there were other times where what we were asking and what we wasn't the most. Wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't the most.
Bare freaking minimum.
It was the bare minimum. The bar was on the floor. You feel me? So
to the freaking text message.
That's it. That's all. Just say you're not gonna be there if you're not gonna be there. It's cool. You're not gonna be there. Just say you're not gonna be there. You know, just stuff like that. Like it's okay. You feel me?
Bar
like
on the floor.
But it's okay though.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of that exposed all of us. Like we all had to grow up because of that friendship. We were adults, y'all. Like we wasn't in high school, we wasn't middle school. We were 20, 21, 22, 23, years old, navigating through this adult friendship that like we were like, dang, like, wow, I really like y'all. Like y'all really my friends. But like also too, like you just called me out. And now I gotta call you out. And now we calling each other out because I'm expecting more from you. If you can do it, it's all about priority. And so if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. You know, that's me and Siobhan. We are here with that. Like people gonna do what they want to do, and if you want to do it, you're going to do it. If you want to be there, you're gonna be there. Period. Yeah. Let's be real, y'all. Like you're gonna be there if you want to be there.
After a while, the lip service did not stick. I'm speaking from my experience. Like the lip service didn't stick no more for me after a while. Like, after you kept saying like, yeah, I'm your friend, I'm your friend, I'm your friend.
But them actions was nowhere. Not here though. Not here. It wasn't.
I was just like, and I'm one of those people like I've noticed that over time that I am a very passionate person. So like, especially I'm loyal too. So if you my friend, you my friend. Like, I don't care how, I'm sure it's a lot of friendships that I should have let go a long time ago that I didn't because I'm just like so freaking loyal. Like if you my friend, you my friend. And I just really, even though it came off very just like aggressive, it was just really like, dang, you say you my friend, well, show me. Like, okay, so now at this point, once I get to the point where I'm like, okay, you cut off, that's a bad place to be because it's very hard to come back, and I'm looking around like, looking suspicious, like, so it's really good. And even in those moments, we had a few situations where, you know, we would rekindle or whatever, and it still would like fall apart. And I was just like, okay, I'm done. So when I was done, and I knew in my head, speaking from my experience, I was like, Imani gonna always be there. If she go, then it's really a problem. But we gonna be friends, so we can just go back to the two.
Right, exactly.
Tears.
Period.
And that's exactly what we did.
And that's what we did. We did do that.
We did.
But I think for me too, just like I started this off, like it was a different experience for me and Siobhan.
Mm-hmm.
I had already kind of been like, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. She did.
It'd be like, I understand where you're coming from. Siobhan, know, I tell her, like, I understand where you're coming from, but for me, for Imani, I had already kind of felt like, sorry, y'all, like, them actions not lining up, and that's one of my biggest things. Like, please don't just tell me what I want to hear. Don't sell me no dream. Mm-hmm. And the dream is not about to be reality. I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear that. Tell me what it is. Don't tell me what oh yeah, oh my God, I'm gonna be better, blah, blah, blah. But you're not though, and I understand change happens over time. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know how to be a friend, right? A lot of people, and I'm gonna speak for myself. For there was a season in my life where I just wasn't, and I wasn't accepting that I wasn't good at it either. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't know, right? And it takes you deciding, I'm not just gonna say I want to be a better friend. I'm gonna be a better friend, right? So like that's what honestly that season was when I started the work, I guess you can say, of like being a better friend, because I guess experienced what it's like to have like half-ass friends. Excuse me.
So no, okay. I said we keep it real. So when do you think it's the appropriate time to end a friendship?
End. Okay, so let's get into girlfriends then.
Cuddy. Yeah, let's get into girlfriends.
Let's get into girlfriends, because I feel like Joan and Tony should not be friends anymore. And I think the only thing, literally the only thing, and that's what I said about me and Shemane's friendship, is that only thing holding them together is that they grew up together and they've been best friends since they were kids, right? And that's not enough if you're not a good friend. So like, just not being able to rely on you, not being able to trust you, you having malice, and ill will when you're upset with me versus like wanting to fix it and like talk about it and hear me out and just have an conversation, an adult friendship, I'm gonna have to let you go. And then also too, outside of their relationship, I've only recently, I haven't ended many friendships. I've had the same 4 friends that I've had for about like a minute. Right. So like I haven't ended many in a minute, but like my early college years, I was dropping friends left and right, and like part of it was me. Absolutely a part of it was me. I'm not a person that's gonna be like, it was always them, they wasn't real. Like, no, I had moments where I was not a good friend, and too much had been done, too much damage had been done, you know, and we just needed to part, you know. And then I had other people who weren't my friend. Like, if we real, they were not my friend. They didn't have my best interest at heart. They could care less about anything I had going on. I'm always there for them and they're never there for me. Like, basically similar to Joan and Tony. But also too, like, I'm a low maintenance friend, okay? And Siobhan, you can disagree. You feel me? If you don't agree, you can call me out after, you know, I get done. But like, I don't really ask for much. Like, I don't trip if you don't call me back. I don't trip if you know, we didn't talk for a week. I don't trip if like you couldn't make the event. Like, those type of things don't make me upset because I feel like you're human. You have 80 million other things going on, just like I have 80 million other things going on. I have 80 tabs open in my brain right now at this moment. And so I know other people, we are adults. We're not kids anymore. We can't be strapped to the hip. We can't talk every day. I don't have the time to talk every day. I don't know about anybody else. Even with my romantic relationships, I ain't talking to them every day. So like, that's not me. So I feel like I don't trip about much, but what I do care about, if I ask you to show up for something that I really truly care about, like this year I lost 3 people very close to me. I'd never experienced loss that close to me. And I lost 3. So it's 2 times that I asked my friends to like OD and kind of like go all out for me. And it's my birthday because I love birthdays, and I personally, I'm a gift person, and that's your day. Like, I'm, you know, like that's your day. Like, you know, so birthdays, OD. She did that, y'all. So y'all know she did that. And then and then other now that I've lost so many people, it's checking on me when I'm going through something like that. I went through a lot this year. Heartbreak, loss. I went through a lot this year, and I know everybody did. I know that's a universal statement. Like, this year was rough. 2020 has not stopped stepping on our necks. So that's that on that. But I'm saying all that to say that, like, them the 2 times that I really need my friends to like check on me or like be there for me or like OD for me, because I don't usually require that, and I'm not upset if you can't do that, because I understand that you have your own life too. So with that being said, that like, if those are the only 2 times I require you to do something for me, and you're supposed to be my friend, not associate, forget even just friend. I don't even really feel like I have just, I got a couple just friends. But like, we're talking about best friends right now. We're talking about sisters. If you can't reach out and it's an issue, At that point, it's like, okay, when you require me to be a friend, what you deem to be a friend, what you need from your friends, and I did it, and I went above and beyond. I don't like to do tit for tat, but, and I'm saying but, a big but, but if I did that for you, when the tables are turned, reciprocity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Reciprocate the same energy as the young folks say. Okay, I need the same energy in the areas that I need my friends.
Yeah.
And it's outside of even just being a low maintenance friends. Even if I was high maintenance, you chose to be my friend. You get what I'm saying? So like, if you can't, then maybe we need to rethink our friendship. So those are the two times. Like when people are malice and nothing they do for you, and it's not always about what people can do for you. So I don't want this to sound like that. But at the end of the day, if I'm having you in my life, choosing to have you in my life, and you don't have my best interest at heart, I don't need you in my life. You know, I don't need extra.
So that's your deal breaker, because that was the next question I was gonna ask. Like, some people have deal breakers. I think we all have deal breakers in friendships, and those are different for everybody.
Yeah. What would be yours? What's your deal breaker?
My deal breaker is inconsistency. And lying.
Why you gotta lie, Craig?
Why we gotta lie? Like, for what? I don't like, I'm such like, I guess I pride myself on my honesty. And like, I may say too much at one point. Like, some friends will tell me like, yeah, you're doing a lot. But I want the person to know, like, specifically where I'm at, where my mindset is at that moment. And I may not have communicated it 100% the way I wanted to, but at least you know. Mm-hmm. I don't like when we gotta go sugarcoat and like go around stuff and go down the street and come back. Just say it. Like, I don't know why we gotta lie about it. Because at this point, like, maybe then I'm thinking it's me. Maybe I haven't given you comfort for you to be honest with me. Now because I'm a self-reflective person, so now I'm going in the closet like, all right, Jesus, what's going on? So yeah, that and inconsistency. When I make my point known that like these are the things, these are my love languages. I'm not asking for a lot, like we said earlier. Text back, and it don't even have to be 2 seconds later. It don't even have to be the same day sometimes. Just like, but at some point we gotta put a boundary there. Don't text me back 2 months later like, oh, continuing the conversation. Like, I'm stressed. Inconsistency is, well, I guess they go hand in hand, and lying, but really inconsistency, that's what I've been dealing with a lot lately with some friends. And I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, and I understand, like you said, I think one of the biggest things I learned in the friendship thing was, you know, even though we were still in college, we were still grown-ups, and I didn't know what was going on in everybody's life in detail. And so when I was demanding this like quality time, I don't know what's going on with you, because some people are not really open to share a lot of stuff like me. I'm open with certain people. I'm really open with. So yeah, it was like, we all adults, and I get that we got lives, but like, if you choose to be my friend, you have to know certain things, like, okay, this is this and this is that. I think I've gotten laid back with the whole quality time in general, but it's still one of my biggest ones. So like, when you here with me, you better, especially because I live out of state now, you better be here with me. Right. You better be here. Like, that's all I want. I ain't gonna be bothering you every day. Like, I don't even, like, the only person I want to talk to every day is Jesus. But if it's natural, it's natural. Like, at one point, me and Imani was like kicking it. It seemed like every day, probably every other day.
Especially them college days. Like,
oh yeah,
it was, when I say attached at the hip, and it wasn't cringy. Like it wasn't like, okay, you get on my nerves. Like it was like, all right, so we going here, we
gotta eat.
We want to go eat. What's what? Let's go to the. Like we really was, and that's what it's so crazy. I was just having this conversation. Like it ebbs and flows too, and that's another thing that like I tend to all of my friends except for like two. I lied. All of my friends except for one cares if I reach out, right? Mm-hmm. Like they all are like all y'all like that. Like all y'all like, okay, but I ain't heard from you. You didn't call me back. What's good? Like everybody be on my neck about that. And I am such a y'all. I'm an introvert. I know I see them all out and I can do it. I can turn it on. Don't get me wrong. I can turn it on. But my bed, that's my best friend, okay? My bed. And when I don't want to be bothered, I ain't mad. I'm not tight about nothing. I'm not angry. I just don't want to talk. And it's like, I have more days like that than I do days where I want to talk. Mm-hmm. But when I want to talk, I've now made it in my purpose to reach out. Those are the days that I'm like, okay, call somebody, text somebody.
I like my bed too.
How's everything going? You know, those are those days. But also to your point about consistency.
Not expecting perfection either. Let's just put that.
Absolutely. Again, this is where we differ. When I tell you I don't have to talk to you.
I just want to know if you're alive. That's it.
I have a friend that I've been friends with since second grade. We text each other twice out of the year. And that's on her birthday, and that's on my birthday. That's it. But when I tell you, if we were to link today, mm-hmm. It would be like no time passed. It would be like we've been talking every day, because that's just the bond that we've had for literally over. How old are you when you're in second grade? First grade?
8.
6, 7.
7, 8.
First grade 6, 7. Second grade 7. Yeah, because third grade is 8. Yes. So when I tell you, we can go almost years, and like then we just, hey girl, oh my God, like that's the type of, I guess I'm that friend that like, if you don't reach out, I'm not mad. I get it, you got a life. You feel me? I got friends with kids and everything, and like we don't be tight about that type of stuff. But again, I still acknowledge that if I am choosing you and you are choosing me, I can work on that. Mm-hmm. And so that's another thing about when it's time to cut friends off, because when you, I guess, express what you want and express what's bothering you to said friend, and they're still not willing to meet you halfway, and they're still not willing to hear you out, it's always an excuse. It's always like an argument, almost like overdoing it, the definition.
Yeah, that's when you.
Because I don't have time. I'm too grown for that. We all too grown for that. I'm not about to be going back and forth with you. I'm not doing that. Either you gonna do it or you ain't gonna do it. If you don't want to do it, great.
Or choose one.
I can have that destination wedding.
I guess the last question is, how do you see yourself as a friend in the future?
Ooh, I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I need my friends to answer that. Friends? No, I'm just playing. They all just come. Somehow Siobhan walks out of the frame, walks into mine. No, I'm just playing. I would be interested to ask my friends more than I would be interested to answer it. Because I can think one thing. I think that I've definitely grown. I think I still have amps and mounds to go, whatever that phrase is. I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. That don't sound right. But sorry, piece of hair. Disrespectful. Yeah, I can't adequately answer that, because I would prefer my friends to say whatever. But I think I see myself as a friend now, how I always kind of saw myself, which is like loyal. I am extremely loyal. I will bust a door down for you. I will smack it up for you, okay?
She will pull up.
Don't get it twisted. I'm the queen of pulling up.
Y'all, I can't get into the details of this story. But
you just saying don't say no names. Don't say no names. But you can tell them.
Okay. All right, I gotta get up for this one. And then we gonna end it here because we could go forever. But it was one situation to be a situation where like what really they're gonna know, but it's fine. One of the friends was like, we had like a meeting, and one of the friends had came downstairs. We was in the student center. We're in the Starbucks.
I think you're gonna tell that story. Okay, great.
Y'all know people who go to Wayne State, you know where the Starbucks is in the student center. So me, Imani, and another friend is sitting there. We talking, we chopping it up. Our other friend comes down with his new crew now. Well, kind of like new oldish crew. So they walking down, and he comes over, and he's like talking to us like, yeah, wasn't that crazy, da da da. And I'm just sitting there staring at my phone. I don't think I've ever reacted this way in my life to anything. Like, because in my head, I was going through like 8 different scenarios. What could happen? And me and Imani are so close now that like we don't even have to say nothing to each other no more. We don't even have to look at each other. We just know what it is.
Did you catch it? Okay. Don't even gotta look.
So I'm not even looking at her. He's talking to me. And she's sitting like not next to me, but like y'all know how the tables are at the student center. She like sitting next to me, but like on the other side. So this is me, this is her. And I just feel the steam from her body. I feel the steam from her body. And this relates to her like she would really beat up somebody for you. I think it took everything in her because we had a situation with him prior. So that's the reason why we was upset, but he was acting like everything was just fine. And we was like looking, and she was just looking at him like, are you serious?
You don't get it, do you? Bop, bop, bop. No. Beep, beep, beep. That's what it would have been. But it's cool. It's great. Jesus saved him. That's what that was. Yeah.
Jesus really saved him.
Had a whole session in the bathroom.
Yep.
I don't do well with upset friends. Who did it? Yeah. I'm gonna be that mom. Just warning.
Who did it? So yeah, when she say she had
matter of fact, watch yourself because if you can't fight, I'm fighting you on behalf of my kid because you got me messed up.
Yeah, she would really be. I don't know what it was that stopped her. But I know she will beat up people. So really Jesus really was probably talking really deep in her ear that day. I'm very non-confrontational. I really don't like to argue. I really don't like to have hard conversations. I've gotten better at having hard conversations because I know in the end, like it helps in the end. But like, I won't say nothing at the time. I will sit and like go over it in my head and talk to Jesus and then come back to you. Imani though, she more prone to be like, I
don't listen.
So yeah, I don't know what stopped her that day. But had she had did it, I would have let her that day because that's how it
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just would have been tussling. Absolutely. We just would have had to tussle that day.
All right, we gonna end it there. I love this girl. This is my dog. We really be here. Thank you for doing this, Imani. I'm hoping that we do some more because people have never seen us together and how crazy we are together.
We really are crazy. It's the best kind of crazy.
It's the best kind.
We are the life of the party. The party don't start Siobhan and Imani walking. If you didn't know,
that's just all period. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. If you have any like questions about, I really just want to talk about friendship because like a lot of people put friendship beneath romantic relationships, and like that is not cool because friendship is important too. Our relationships are important, and I think friendship is put on the back burner a lot of times, beneath romantic relationships, family relationships. So yeah, so I'll see y'all next time. Oh, in real life.